Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Film Me In podcast, where this week we're going to film you in for the second time, MCU style, which means that it's probably going to be all bland CGI and bad writing, right? That's how this works.
That's what the MCU is.
Oops, you suck.
DC's better, what?
Release the Snyder Cut.
God, shut up.
My name's Xander Langwiston, the host of the MCU Shill fan club. Joining me, as always now, two regular co-host folk. It's directly above me. It's Mr. Joe Cook.
Hello, how are you?
All good. And just above him is our newest co-host. It's Alex Young. How you doing, Alex?
I am brought here against my will.
That's not true. We've given you multiple outs, and you've taken none of them. So this week we're going to do the second part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe tournament. If you missed the first part, go back to a couple of weeks ago and listen to it. It was a fun time. Me and Joe went through and whittled 41 movies and TV shows down to 32 movies and TV shows. This week we're going to do the first half of the round of 32. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. But first, who's going to tell me moan?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because mine's happened today.
Oh, go for it.
No.
Alex, tell me moan.
So I'm on there's like a specific dosage of 150 milligrams of sertraline, and I pick it up from the chemist every month, and it's usually fine. But no, this time they were like, we don't have it. You're gonna have to go to a different chemist. So I had to go to 4 different chemists just for them to turn around and tell me, oh yeah, the pill itself does not exist. It's 2 separate pills you have to take at the same time.
Huh?
So I spent my entire day walking around in the rain, going to 4 different chemists after just dyeing my hair. So you can imagine what colour my t-shirts are now.
Pink?
Green?
Blue.
Oh.
I hate you. You upset me greatly. You upset me so much.
That sucks.
So
That's a rough day.
Chemists and pharmacists suck.
They sell lollipops though, so that's a good factor about them.
Don't.
Some
what
of them
chemist
do.
do you go to where
The
they sell
fun ones.
lollipops?
The fun chemists.
I'm too poor, apparently. Never mind.
Oh no, I never
Who's
buy the
next?
sweets, I just look at them.
Oh, what about the little lollipops though?
That is the one I'm on about.
The pink and white ones.
Nah, I've never seen those.
Don't know
I have
those
no
ones,
idea
mate.
what you're on about.
Honestly, lollipops, super underrated. They taste really great, and they make you look so cool.
Only hot takes on the Film Me In podcast.
Right, go on, Joe. Tell me, Mo.
Right, my moan. I thought long and hard about this. I was going to do something boring, like my dissertation, because I hate that right now. But my moan is actually Hamish, one of the presenters on this podcast.
Hamish
Hamish is my moan.
I didn't know we were allowed to do other
co-hosts.
I didn't know we were allowed to do other co-hosts because I would have done Hamish as well.
Hamish is a wonderful man. No,
Sure. Go on.
No, he is. This is truth. But recently we watched a film. I don't know if you want to talk about it later on for your sell your movie thing, but like,
no, not at all. Go for it.
We watched this horror film, and I wasn't told what it was, and I wasn't told a title or anything like that. And it started playing, and it buffered, and it revealed the title of Skinamarink, which I've heard of and seen bits of, and I really didn't want to watch. And I literally had my blanket across my eyes for most of it. Apparently there was an eyeless girl in it. Didn't see that. I was hidden. I hated it. I hate it because I hate horror. But I was quite shaken because it was quite a disturbing film. So I got in my bed that night, and I was like, do I put the light on? Am I going to need the light on? And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to be able to brave it. So I turned my light on. I turned my light off, sorry. And then at my door, in pitch black, Hamish whispers, come upstairs. And I'm like, nope, I can't do it. So I slept with the light on that night.
That is a line from the movie, we should say.
Yes, for context. But the thing is, he's doing this thing where he's saying it under his breath, lines from the movie to terrify me, pretending that he's not saying it, even though I know he's saying it, and he's a cruel, cruel man. He is insistent. It is his mission to terrify me, and is working.
Hamish is a real bastard.
He is.
Some days I wish I never knew him.
Yeah, I saw this movie as well. I made the mistake of watching it on my own and then texting Hamish for help, emotional support, to which he sent gifs of the movie, the scariest parts,
he did it to
and
me as well.
laughed at me. So, yeah, not fun. Not a good dude.
No.
Hamish,
So
you're
that's
getting
my moment.
cancelled.
You're not coming back on
That's
this
what you do.
podcast.
It's what you do for being sick this week.
Yeah.
Get cancelled by the Filming Podcast. Yeah. I have a moan that might provoke a larger topic, like my moan from last week. But my moan is about Twitter discourse, I guess,
Oh my
as a broad
God.
term. But more in depth, I'm sure people have heard the news about what happened with Jonathan Majors this week.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to discuss it because it's all allegations at this point, and you know, he said, she said. There's been a police report. There's been other people come out and say different things about him, about the situation, and what I'm moaning about here is the fact that a few things. One, the fact that people have been so very worried about what the MCU are going to do if Jonathan Majors gets arrested. The fact that people then, as soon as his lawyer came out and said, no, he did nothing wrong, were like, well, he's absolutely fine then. My hero, the absolute GOAT. And I'm just like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, sure, have it out there, and it's important to have this discussion out there about, like, you know, this person may have done a bad thing. Maybe let's halt, you know, the loving that he's been getting over the past few months with films like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Creed 3, which I saw, and is really great. So it's kind of sad to see all the discourse be about, oh, what's Marvel going to do now? Oh, Kevin Feige's sweating. It's like, what? There is, like, real people at the heart of this that have been hurt, and that needs addressing, and also just, like, you know what? I feel like I'm rambling, but
No,
Do
you
you guys know
just
what I
saying all the
mean?
right things. There's nothing
Yeah.
I disagree with you on. Twitter discourses like make such quick decisions and quick statements. So,
Yeah, I mean, we are doing an MCU video, but not everything is about MCU. You know, if someone's hurt, don't go, oh no, this is gonna affect those movies I like. That's not the priority
no.
in the situation.
no, absolutely not. And obviously, our thoughts go out to, you know, the victim of this, who we hope is okay. But at the same time, like, you know, just everyone just chill out. You know what I mean?
it's
I just
okay to not make a statement on a situation straight away.
It's really okay. It's very okay. So yeah, I don't know. It's all the backflipping and stuff like that. I can't be bothered with it. I think I might, but I get a lot of news from Twitter, but I might leave Twitter. It
No,
kinda
you'll
sucks.
miss my tweets though.
I will miss your tweets.
You don't even see my tweets, but you'll miss them.
I see
Are you
your
on like
tweets.
a burner account?
Yeah.
Are you actually on a burner account?
All I post is the Riddler.
Yeah, I
so
see
yeah.
the occasional
my
retweet of Riddler content.
That's it. It's literally just a Riddler fan account. That is literally it.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Well, there you go. We told you moan. What more do you want? More moans? Something
More
to
moans.
happen. Get out of here. It's over.
Wait till next week.
Wait till next week, you
God.
thick fuck. That's
Jesus
unnecessary.
Christ.
Unnecessary.
Greedy.
Let's get into the main topic then, which is, of course, as I mentioned up top, the Marvel Cinematic Universe Tournament. Last time, we got rid of some movies. We got rid of the number 33 seed, Thor, Love and Thunder. The number 40 seed, The Incredible Hulk. Number 41, The Eternals. Number 29, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 37, Thor, The Dark World. Then on the other side, we got rid of 38, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. 35, Iron Man 2. 39, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. And 31, Ant-Man. So the whole Ant-Man trilogy got decimated in the last round.
That
That's
hurts
criminal.
me. That really hurts me.
Ant-Man 1 was really good.
Ant-Man
I'm
1
upset
is
that
so
you've
good.
done that.
Captain America: The
And
First Avenger
Eternals was
bodied
good.
it.
No, Xander, you were
What?
basically
No.
manipulating me to pick Captain America.
And it worked. You're a weak man, Joe. You're a weak man.
I'm working at it.
Good God.
Um,
He's already breaking him down for this one.
so this week we're going to go through the first side of the round of 32, and then next time we're going to come back and do the other side of the round of 32. But for this week we've got 8 matchups. Are you guys ready to fight these out and see which of the Marvel movies or TV shows or projects
There will be no fighting
go through?
Absolutely.
because I'm correct.
Good thing about this edition is that the good thing about this edition is that there's not 2 people, which means that there's never going to be a
No
draw.
tiebreaker.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is what happened last time. We both disagreed on something, and I just shouted more than Joe, and I won.
Yeah.
So don't have to do that this week. That's great. So let's talk about the first matchup. It's David meets Goliath. It is the number 1 seed, Avengers Endgame. This is according to all the numbers, the best entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, versus the number 32 seed, Black Widow.
I like
Now,
Black
me
Widow.
and Joe went through our thoughts on Black Widow last time. Alex, you weren't here. Thoughts on Black Widow?
It's okay. It's interesting because I'm really interested in the whole widows and the Red Room and all that kind of stuff. It was a fun watch. It's just that the CGI towards the end got a little bit Disney Channel.
It
was a bit stinky.
Yeah.
A bit stonky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my thoughts have really changed from last time. I think it was fine. Like, the action has some good moments. I think it is a little bit too long. The opening scene's kind of good. I like Florence Pugh and David Harbour. But other than that, it's so mediocre.
I think it came too late in the run of the
Far
MCU.
too late.
But I do still
Far
very
too
much
late.
enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can spend most of this time discussing Avengers Endgame, introducing it properly.
Yes.
When I say it's the number 1 movie, let me go into the full rankings of it. So, Avengers Endgame walked out with a average score of 117.96, which, to put into perspective, the number 2 seed had 102.53 as its average score, which it's miles ahead. It probably helps that it's the second highest grossing movie of all time, nearly making $3 billion worldwide, which is outrageous.
I
It's
could
quite
do with
good.
that money.
It's all right.
Yeah, just Marvel. Do you want to lend me a $5?
God.
Avengers Endgame was the culmination of everything that Marvel had done at this point back in 2019, which seems so long ago.
4 years.
I think
2019.
2019, 4 years ago.
No.
Yeah, baby.
Wait, wasn't it
4
more
years ago.
than? Wasn't it? Because I swear it was like this year's like because they're in the film it's like 5 years later. I swear that's this year.
Yeah, well, they had to
2023.
do that. They had to do that skip and the jump and the little 5 years later, didn't they? So
Yeah.
what's 19 plus 5, Joe?
No, but they did it in 2018.
Didn't they mess up
Infinity
the
War came out in
timeline with
2018.
Homecoming? Wasn't that it?
No,
something else?
the Infinity War still takes place in 2018, and the time jump takes place immediately after that. So
Okay.
it is, the current MCU timeline in Avengers Endgame was 2023, so right now.
So
Crazy.
basically this year, Iron Man died, and also Captain America made the wrong choice for his character.
You think he made the wrong choice? That's an
Oh,
interesting...
he
Yes.
did. Shut up. He definitely did.
I had
did
quite a
he?
few in-depth conversations with Siwan about this, and we're both like, you've had a whole trilogy basically setting up that him and Bucky should be with each other, and then at the end of it, oh no, I'll go back to Peggy, and she
What?
had
No,
a
but
boyfriend.
that's not what the
in,
trilogy is about.
Yes, it is. Of course, it is. They're more than friends.
It's about their relationship as friends, brothers, lovers, whatever you want to put them as. It's about those two. Like, I don't give a fuck what you want to put them as, but like it's about those two, and the fact that Steve just kind of abandons him.
Yeah.
He
Is
does,
so out
and
of
to be fair, that's
character.
one of the best parts of Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that Bucky's like, yeah, he did just like abandon me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that, but what was your like? Do you guys remember your first experience with this movie?
Yeah.
I had very dry lips that day. I didn't have a lip balm on me either in the cinema, so it was quite a painful 3 hours. But
that's the most Joe thing you've ever said.
I was
just sat there. I'm like, I got really dry lips, but I'm enjoying this film. Yeah, I really
Down.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Alex?
I watched it on a bootleg website whilst I was cleaning my old childhood bedroom of Lego.
Did you not see
Oh,
this
that
in the
hurts.
cinema?
Nah.
Oh my lord.
And I wouldn't have wanted to because I don't like it when cinemas are like cheering and screaming. I want it complete silence.
I think it was,
Which is why I
completely
was
silent in
so
one.
worried.
Mine
Was
was
it? Okay.
mine was the midnight show. It was back to back with Infinity War, so we shotgunned Infinity War and Endgame at the same time, and it got to it was at midnight, so we didn't get out until like 3 a.m. It was about 2 a.m. when there were 2 Gamoras having a shoot off, and I was like, I'm done. I'm so tired. I was so tired. I'm like, I'm seeing shit now. What's going on? Yeah, the first experience of this was unreal. Like, just it's the culmination of everything. And having watched everything up to this and being such a big fan, there's so much payoff in this movie. There's no way this movie would be as big as it is without everything else before it. Because without everything else before it, without watching all the Captain America films and all the Iron Man films and seeing these characters progress and get to this point, you kind of feel nothing. But having all that backlog with you, you're like, wow, this is the end, you know. And then they had to carry it on and ruin it.
They shouldn't have carried it on.
They shouldn't have carried it on. It should have just ended, man. Just end it.
I mean, it's called Endgame. It should have ended, you know.
Yeah,
It was kind of a mid-film. It was kind of mid.
See, you say that. I haven't
wouldn't
watched
want
it in
to
a
watch
while.
it again.
I haven't watched it in a while.
I would never want to watch it again. I would rather watch Infinity War again.
Infinity
I'd
War.
rather watch
War
any
is-
other MCU film again.
Infinity
Like, it
War
was-
is so good. There are definite.
Endgame had this like. Sorry, continue.
No, you go.
Endgame had just like. I mean, it was good. I liked the aspects of the time travel with Scott, and I'm glad we got to see more Scott in that film. Interacting with like other people as well, but it was just. It got to like the final act, and I was bored. I was like, "Can we just hurry things along, please? I want to go to bed."
I think something that I've noticed early on with Endgame, it starts off like a trend in the Marvel films, especially the quote unquote big ones, where they're like specifically this is a huge one. It's full of spoilers. You have to see this in a cinema, or you have to see this opening weekend, or it's going to get spoiled for you. Whatever. Is that things like feel very disconnected because they're rewriting things like on the fly and chopping and changing things up to like the last minute. So like
Yeah.
with the you know that big ending where they have like the girl power moment, quote unquote,
I hate
where
that
all
moment.
all the female superheroes come together. That was initially very different, and it had Gamora and Nebula working together to have Nebula go to the portal with the gauntlet, which sort of thematically makes more sense. It's the daughters of Thanos beating Thanos, whereas then they were like, oh well, Captain Marvel did really well, so we've got to have Captain Marvel do it. So here it is, and it was actually, you can see like at the start they're playing, Tony Stark and Nebula are playing like flip football. And at the end, they would have been throwing it to each other like a football. And because Nebula has learnt the game of football through Tony, through their friendship,
Why'd they
sort of
change
makes a
that?
little bit more sense how they would do that. And they changed it because they can, because they're Marvel. And they have the money and the resources to just change things on the fly and rewrite everything whenever they want. So they just did it. And I think it lessens the film.
There was also
You ruined that.
there was also a bit. It was an interview with Tom Holland where he was saying they filmed a bit where it was sort of like a war film where they're in a trench. And they were going to go above ground. I think they filmed it, but
they
not in
did.
the
Yeah,
film.
it's on the. I think it's on the Blu-ray. I've seen like footage of it, but they cut it and they rewrote it and just had everyone have those invisible ear things where they're talking to everyone.
Oh yeah.
And you've got people all over the place who've never met before talking, whereas that whole thing happened in a trench and they had like a down moment. But instead you've got to keep the pace going. It is too long. I think they had the green light to go for 3 hours. They were like, look, we have to make it exactly 3 hours. If this was like 2 hours 45, I think it would have been a little bit sleeker. The middle hour does drag. Like it's 3 distinct acts. The first act is the intro, which I think is really good, sets the mood really well. The middle hour is the whole time heist, which takes far too long. It's so long.
Yeah.
And then the third act is, it's exactly
I'd
what you
say
want in a
this
Marvel
is
third act.
I'd say this is sort of an ongoing problem with Marvel though, is that the first act and the third act they know what they're doing. The second act is just slow, and I don't know. There's like lots of flashbacks
You
and
just
just
get
talky
bored.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It does have a lot of. It has problems that will come more into fruition as we go through the phases. But I think it's still a solid outing. And to sort of wrap things up, we will be talking about this in a few weeks when we come back to this tournament. I'm sure of it, because I think we can all agree, whatever we think of this movie, it's miles better than Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So we'll put a pin in our Avengers Endgame sort of roasting there for now, and I think it's fair to say we will. I mean, just to make it formal, I'm going to vote for Avengers Endgame.
I will also vote for Avengers Endgame.
I will also do the same.
Oh, I thought
Avengers
yours would
Endgame,
be
the number
different
1
then.
seed, topples
Oh.
the number 32 seed, and Black Widow gets squashed. I did that for Ant-Man, but Black Widow is also a spider, so she can get squashed as well. Right. The next matchup will be facing off against Avengers Endgame in the quarterfinals. It is the number 16 seed, Ms. Marvel, the TV show from Disney Plus, versus the number 17 seed, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
This is a
Where
tricky
do we
one,
want
I
to
think.
start and who?
This is not hard at all.
Where do we want to start and who?
What do
we
you
want
think,
to start
Alex?
Miss Marvel. Just. Oh, hang on. I see Xander's face.
with? No. Sorry, I'm just doing a little timer to make sure that we're not going to overrun or anything.
Okay, good.
Ms. Marvel bangs.
It's amazing.
It's
It's so
really,
wonderful.
really good.
I think it gets a bit
really
lost in the middle. I don't know
Yes.
if it was.
No, I agree with you there.
I don't know if it was you, Xander, or Hamish, but they were saying about when they go to, I can't remember what country it is.
It was me. They go to
Yeah.
Pakistan.
And they leave basically a load of the characters behind, and
They do.
it just seems a bit odd. But I think the strongest episodes of that series are episode 1 and the finale, which were both directed by the people who were doing Batgirl, which annoyingly has been cancelled. But those episodes are very good. And also the partition of India is a really interesting moment in history. I didn't know a lot about it. The first time I learned about it was from Doctor Who, and then the second was from this. So TV shows are good at teaching me stuff.
Yeah.
I
Imagine
think,
British people learning about partition through Doctor Who. That's the most British thing
It's
I ever
bad.
heard.
I know. I'm sorry. I think I liked it. Yeah. I mean, I tuned in each week.
Yeah. You know what? The worst thing it did was go up against Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
Because that was airing at the same time on the same days.
Mm.
And Obi-Wan sucked big floppy donkey dick. This was...
It did.
This was
no, it sucked.
so
I
much better.
I only watched episode 1.
This was so much better, and no one watched it because they were like, "Oh well, Obi-Wan's like the biggest thing in the world."
Nah, that
It's
Obi-Wan series
so
looked
stupid.
terrible.
Yeah, and was terrible.
Yeah.
I will fight everyone.
There are
That
some
show,
good bits about it, but as a whole, it was quite disappointing.
Mostly none. I will do a full rant on it one day. I promise you, because that show pissed me off. Alex, talk about Ms. Marvel. You clearly seem more attached.
I'm in love with her. I've been in love with the comic character for years. So when I found out like that they were bringing her to, a show, I was like so ecstatic. I think the casting was amazing.
Yeah.
The storyline definitely went like the middle act was a bit confusing with the whole,
With the portal thingy.
With the portal thing, exactly, yeah. It was a bit confusing at that point. And then to see how, like, most of the villains just disintegrate effortlessly. It was really strange, but I thought it was really wonderful. The music was great. The transitions and the editing of the entire show was fun, funky, and just great.
Really good. It feels like I feel like the first and last episodes were the best ones because they had the most of that fun editing. Whereas when we go over to Pakistan, we leave a lot of that behind. We're in New York, where the character. I know their family is from Pakistan, but they are from New York. They are, it's New Jersey, innit? They are New Jersey through and through. So, I don't know. Like it's important to tell those stories, and there are some good bits in there, like the 5th episode where we're learning about her great grandmother, and seeing how she time travels. I think it's a really nice moment for the family as well. But no, we get introduced to so many new characters that I just don't care about. I'm like, well, where's Bruno at? Like, where are the other people? Like
Bruno, my beloved.
Her friend who's running to be part of the Nakia, who's trying to be part of the Mosque Council. Like, she's really fun, and that plot line's really good as well. Her dad is so good.
Oh, I love the mum and dad in this.
He's a sweetheart.
The mum and dad are so good. But yeah, the show is carried hard by Iman Vellani.
She's perfect
the
casting.
Actress playing
Yeah.
Ms. Marvel. She's so good in this, and yeah, man. It's just honestly, I rewatched it last week, and I was just thinking the whole time, like, this is really good, and it's super upsetting because people don't like it. I say people don't like it. It had the highest Rotten Tomatoes score of any of the other movies or shows on this list, 98%, which is really great, and then a 6.2 IMDb score. I can't comprehend it. I feel like I've watched a different show to everyone else. Because this is so much better than most of what's on Disney Plus.
We also got a mention of a mutant in the final episode.
We did.
With a little bit of the X-Men
yeah.
theme. Yeah.
Well, they had to make her mutant, didn't they? Because they didn't want to bring back that Inhuman mess that they made.
Yeah.
Because she's meant to be an Inhuman. She got her powers from the Terrigen mist that the Inhumans released on Earth.
Oh,
And
right.
obviously, they couldn't do that, so they've made her a mutant, which I'm not against. But after the Inhumans show, I don't think that they were willing to bring any of that back.
Yeah, God, that show sucks.
Yeah, it was bad.
We probably do need to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's got
It's
a lot
harmless.
of heart.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's got a lot of heart. Especially like Drax and Mantis. They've got such a great relationship. I could watch them all day. But it is, to lack of a better phrase, it's filler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
fun
unnecessary,
filler.
but nice.
I mean, its biggest sin is that bit where Mantis is jumping on the walls, which is absolutely terrifying.
Did that scare you?
It did scare me. I had to sleep with the light on.
Come upstairs.
No.
Was Hamish jumping
wait a
off
minute,
the
I'll do
walls
this.
to intimidate you as well?
Feet out and everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's really short. It's like an hour long, less than that.
You call that short?
Less than an hour, yeah. It's
No,
just like a
25
TV
minutes.
special, isn't it?
I've watched video essays longer than that.
I didn't know going into it that Mantis was related to Star-Lord. Because Siwan and Hamish knew, but they were like,
though, yeah.
they were like, keep it from him because he doesn't know. And I thought that was really, really sweet. And what was the last line? Like something like, "Oh, this is the best Christmas present I could have had." It was cringy and cheesy, but I loved it.
It's a holiday special. Like, you know what I mean? That's exactly what it's going for. And I think the Christmas songs that they wrote for it are really
Those
good.
are so good, yeah.
So good. And Kevin Bacon, man. Kevin freaking Bacon. What a turnout
I
for
love
him.
Kevin Bacon. I love
Yeah,
him.
just...
Is he
it's
okay?
silly, it's nice.
Because I think he's trapped
he
doing
is.
EE. No, he's trapped.
I was gonna say.
Someone help him.
That's what
Every
he
time I'm on
seems to do.
TikTok, it's like a JPEG of him and like a text to speech saying, "Hi, I am Kevin Bacon." It's like, someone help him, please.
Get him out of the tiny box.
Okay.
I think I'm ready to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I said it was a hard choice, but I don't think it is.
Joe, where are you going?
Miss Marvel.
Ms. Marvel. Alex.
Miss Marvel.
I'm giving it to Ms. Marvel as well. It's a clean
Woohoo.
sweep for one of the young Avengers. Yeah? She's one of the young Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, got that right. The Guardians
I
of the
think so.
Galaxy holiday special has been stolen by the Grinch. Grinch stole Christmas. Oh, sorry.
Wow, that was
trying to think of
elaborate.
something funny to say. Thank you. And Ms. Marvel will face off against the number 1 seed Avengers Endgame in the quarter-final.
It's gonna win.
Well, like the whole thing.
The next matchup. It's not going to win the whole thing, surely not.
Oh, I got confused.
Well, you'll have to keep listening to find out.
Oh, more posters. Ooh.
The next matchup is the number 8 seed Avengers Age of Ultron versus the number 25 seed Doctor Strange.
Huh.
I'm torn here, honestly.
It's alright, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I call and I am shamed. Lying naked on the floor. Losing never change.
You done?
Into something real.
Oh, he's still going. You good?
You good?
I wanna wake up. I can say that.
You good now? You done?
Perfect sky is torn.
Jesus wept.
Right.
Yes.
I'm
Age
just
of
gonna reset. I'm
Ultron.
just gonna reset the little timer for this because I did waste a full minute doing that.
You fiend.
Should we start with the bigger seed? Number 8, Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is that high
It
up
gets
because
a
it
lot of
made
shit.
$1.5 billion at the box office. That is why it's this high up. This is Battle of the Mid once again. I think Doctor Strange also had Battle of the Mid last time because it faced up against the Incredible Hulk. So, what are we thinking? Should we start off with Avengers: Age of Ultron? Thoughts?
It's okay.
It's just like, I don't know. Some bits I like and some of it's like quippy. There's so many quips. And then there's like a whole section where Thor leaves the movie to set up another movie. And it's like, okay, what are you doing here? And also Joss Whedon, problematic. Bit of a stinky man.
Yeah.
So that doesn't
Yeah.
help. I don't know. the first Avengers is always going to be the better of the two.
The gold standard.
Not that we're talking about this one in this section, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot of stuff happening. Not all of it connects. The stuff about Nick Fury like leaving everything behind is like forgotten in this one because he's back. Like he gets his eye patch back again.
He does, doesn't
unless
he?
he's a scroll. Unless he's a scroll. So I'm not too keen on Age of Ultron.
I think it's okay.
I try to rewatch a lot of movies and shows for this sort of episode group. I couldn't finish Age of Ultron.
What?
I sat there like 4 times, like I'm gonna do it, and I kept watching like 20 minutes and being like, I'm good, I can't do this. And so I'm
The
still
ending's the
halfway
best
through it on my
part.
Disney Plus account. I just skipped forward and watched Infinity War. I was like, I can't do this because it's just long.
Yeah.
It's real long. It feels real long.
I'm not a
And
fan of the
it's-
new
it's
Avengers theme either.
it's Marvel's version of what DC were doing at the time, which is like, forget about the story, we need to set up other things. And I feel like for this, it is a necessary evil because there's so much payoff from this movie in Phase 3 and 4. Like, Phase 3
Yeah.
even. Just Phase 3. And this movie exists to set up other movies, and that sucks. But, like, I get it. So it's a necessary evil, I feel.
I mean, Ultron's
Yeah, that's
a pretty
fair.
good villain. And he needs to come back.
Fine. What he did in a big way in Loki, not Loki.
No,
Loki,
What If?
one of the best Marvel shows.
I thought it was What
Question
If.
mark? Yeah.
You said Loki.
We'll get to it. No, but I said low key, like as in like not high key, low key.
Oh.
You need to be very careful with that phrase when we're talking about Loki.
All right,
yeah.
fine. I'll fuck you guys.
We'll get confused.
So I think we can all agree that Age of Ultron is just fine. Even you,
Nah.
Alex, you were like, you seem like a
Nah.
defender, but you're like, it's fine.
It's good. The only thing that I could really kind of like talk bad about it is there's 2 things. The relationship between Black Widow and Hulk. That was unnecessary.
It's out of left
I don't
field.
know why we needed that. That was just I don't there's no point. It's not gone anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. It's useless. And yeah, Joss Whedon directed
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, Joss Whedon
It
has
doesn't help.
there's a joke in this where Banner falls onto ScarJo's chest area, and the same happens.
Boobies.
The same joke is used in his Justice League. What is it with this man? Stop being a filthy pervert, yeah?
He's
It's
a
like
filthy
Quentin
pervert,
Tarantino
and he
and
likes
feet.
making people touch boobies.
Hmm.
No, but the plot was good. The ending was good. Like you said, the film has like led to so many other things. They kind of butchered Ultron's origins, but I mean, I guess they had to.
Yeah, because they decided to
So-
release Ant-Man after this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, sick. Also, it's not really an
Yeah.
Age of Ultron. It's like a week and a half.
It's about a family vacation away.
Yeah.
know?
Summer holidays. Ultron.
It was the introduction of one of my favorite characters, though, and I'm forgetting his name. It's the dude that's also in Black Panther, the first one.
Oh,
you-
you
The
Ulysses
vibranium
Claw.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes, him. I love him. I love him as an actor. I love his character. Love everything about him.
Kino Loy from Andor.
Yes.
Andy
Joe.
Serkis. It's Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Andy
So
yeah,
we're just gonna
he's
name all his
fun.
characters before saying his name.
Alfred.
Got him. Got him.
The gorilla guy from the Ape films.
Oh yeah, he was.
Caesar. He's King Kong
Caesar.
as well.
He's King Kong. He looks
He
good
did
for
King
it.
Kong.
Damn. He looks good. Shut up. Anyway, yeah. It was okay. It was good. I liked it. I'll watch it again. Music was great.
Doctor Strange. Joe, we sort of
Very
talked
good
about it
film.
last week. Alex, what
Oh yeah.
No, go ahead, Joe. You go first.
Oh no, I was
want to
literally
know.
just
I
gonna
want to
say
know how I can argue with you.
I was just gonna say I think it's better than Age of Ultron. It's a nice origin story for Doctor Strange, I think, and I think it features all the elements you'd expect for that hero. But the villain is pretty
It's
weak.
better than the second one.
Yeah, the
Definitely
Multiverse
better
of
than the
Madness
second one.
is a bit smelly.
Multiverse of Madness is not good. It's not good.
I mean, the Illuminati
we'll discuss
stuff.
that later
why is
on,
that
guys.
Sorry.
Here
We're
we
messing with the
go.
format.
Discussing
Sorry,
that.
Zan.
It's the
Messing
film
with
review
the format.
police.
Guys,
The visual effects was amazing. The villain, it wasn't bad. He pushed the story along, and that's what he's meant to do.
It would have
But
been
he's not
better
memorable.
if, like Casino Royale, Mads Mikkelsen would have had a scene with Benedict Cumberbatch, with a bit, well, like a torture scene. If you've seen that film,
Joe wants to say he wants to see Mads Mikkelsen hit Benedict Cumberbatch in the balls. A bunch of times.
That would improve every film.
And have Benedict Cumberbatch cackle away, like.
Yes. Absolutely.
The fight that they had in the house in New York was wonderful, and
really
I
good.
wish they had more of that.
Really, really good stuff.
But unfortunately, we didn't. But
Yeah,
it was still a good film.
Visually, the movie really holds up, which is
yes.
weird to say about a Marvel movie because so many of the visuals just don't hold up. You'll watch it like a month later on your phone, and you're like, "Oh no, not good."
They were good back in day, and now they're bad. It's done a 180.
Yeah. I think we've not really talked much about Age of Ultron, but I think I'm ready to vote.
Oh no.
Can I quickly just say?
Go on, John.
I know I said it last time, but yet again, I'm so confused why Michael Giacchino decided to use the Star Trek soundtrack in this film.
In which film?
It was
in
no
Doctor
choice.
Strange.
He did?
The theme tune for Doctor Strange is
spitting
essentially
image.
the same as his theme for the Star Trek movies.
See, I'm not a nerd, so I wouldn't know about Star Trek.
Right, listen. Just you watch your fucking
I'm a Star Wars
mouth,
fan,
right?
okay?
You watch your mouth.
You guys go first, because I'm still...
Well, I feel like if you let us go first, it's going to be over very quickly. I'm voting for Doctor Strange.
Well, then that's fine.
I'm voting for Doctor Strange. Because I think it has, at the heart of it, a very good introduction for the character. And introduce the world to magic. Looks visually spectacular. Avengers Age of Ultron, it just sets up stuff. And, like, you know, doesn't really introduce us into, you know, the big characters. You know, it's got Scarlet Witch. Fine. Vision. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Doctor Strange, though. Top tier. Someone else speak. Don't just
I've
look
decided
at me.
based off of that. I'm going to go Age of Ultron.
Oh!
Oh, I
Joe,
get
it's
the
all down to
deciding
you.
vote here.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I know what Joe's voting anyways.
I
It
wonder.
doesn't matter.
I forgot the choice. No, Doctor Strange, yeah. Because Age of Ultron. It is the definition of... I'd say it's below mid.
It's slightly below mid. It is slightly below mid.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange goes through to the quarterfinals. And it will face one of these movies. Or TV shows. The number 9 seed. It is Loki. Versus the number 24 seed. Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
Ha ha.
Ho 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 ho. Enchanté.
Wakanda for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Way too long.
Essentially forever. Essentially
Anything
forever.
that isn't an hour and a half you don't like, Joe.
This hour and a half is the perfect length. Hour and a half to an hour and 45. Mwah. You know, beautiful.
Yeah.
Tasty.
For me, an hour 45 is like the perfect movie length.
Yeah.
But I say that, none of these movies are that length. Loki's the best Disney Plus show, right?
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I agree with Joe. I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys are WandaVision stands, aren't you?
No.
God, no.
No.
I'm a
Wait.
Moon Knight stan.
Oh, I'm a Falcon and Winter
Oh.
Soldier.
That's fair. That was a really good show. That was a really, really good show.
Oh,
I
both
respect
of you are
you,
the
Joe.
worst.
I respect you.
I
I
respect
don't
you too,
respect Xander,
Alex.
though.
No, he stinks.
Thank
Right,
you.
okay. I'm
stinks,
of the
yeah.
right opinion. Loki is the best one.
No,
it
because
re-
Sylvie's in it, so...
What
Yep.
you mentioned this vaguely last week. What's your beef with Sylvie?
Self-cessed. And also, they've gone out of their way to
Self-cessed
mention
isn't a thing.
that Loki
They had very different
is
people.
non-binary. Then they just put him with a woman. It just seemed a bit lazy.
I think it's
and
the
even,
most
even
That
Loki
really
thing.
annoyed me.
I think
Like,
it's the
Russ-
most in-character Loki thing to do, to fall in love with himself. Am I wrong?
I think it makes sense, but like I don't know. I didn't like it. I mean, Mobius is right there. Come on.
So true. So true.
He's a beautiful man. And he's coming back for Deadpool apparently, which is good.
I saw
Oh, was that real? I thought that was fake.
No, I think it makes sense. It would be a really great way for them to bring him in. Because you've got something at the TVA right there that links all the multiverse together. So I think it would make sense for Owen Wilson and Ms. Minutes to be in this.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see
Oh,
when it
not
comes
Miss
out.
Minutes.
It
Not
comes
Miss
out next
Minutes,
year,
not
you know.
again.
Oh my
Deadpool
god.
3 is slated to release next year.
Have they started filming?
No, not yet.
No, I don't think
Hugh
so.
Jackman's still training to be a huge jacked man.
Nice. But no, Loki. I like some of it, and I think you can definitely tell that COVID restricted it because they've recently come out and said it was meant to be like a time traveling show, and what we got was a quarry, and a TVA, which was probably a set.
Yeah.
I like the character Loki. He's great. You can't deny that. Mobius was good. I just think as soon as Sylvie comes into it, it's not as good. Although I do like the episode
Sylvie
where
was
you have the
better.
multiple Lokis. That was good.
I think the best episode of this is the time travel-y episode, the second episode, where you see them try and track down this Loki variant. That's so much fun. Like, he goes over to test his thesis in Pompeii and like starts dancing around Pompeii. I'm like, this is great fun. Like, just Loki traveling through time. It already looks like what we saw from the post-credit scene of Quantum Mania, that we're gonna see more time travel and seeing Loki and Mobius go to different times and stuff like that. So I'm very, very hyped for Loki season 2. Very hyped.
Yeah. Even so, though, this is not the best Disney Plus series.
But
They
and
butchered Sylvie.
yeah, there are a lot of problems with it.
Against Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
That's also a not too good.
Wakanda Forever isn't
it's
great.
long.
It's
It's long.
It's so long, man. It's got a
It's
lot
really
of problems with it.
There's...
And we talked about most of them last week because it was so fresh in my head. I watched it like the night before. But now I'm just like, I'm already forgetting so much of it.
Yeah.
And it's been,
I-
like 2-3 weeks?
The thing it does right the most is how it treats the passing of Chadwick Boseman, which
Yeah.
I think that's as good as they could have done it. But when it gets to like the actual plot and the rest of the story, it just sort of drops off. It's too long. CGI is very odd.
Yeah.
Especially what was it? Ironheart's Power Rangers suit.
Oh,
Yeah, we
God.
talked about that, yeah. It's really bad.
Another character, another butchering. They really like doing this with some of my favourite characters.
They're doing
you
it
know.
specifically to you.
I feel like they
Yeah.
are, because literally in this like one entry, Sylvie, who's meant to be Enchantress, they're just like, make her a Loki variant. You know, she's not her own person. Fuck you. And then they do it with Riri Williams, who I absolutely adore in the comics.
But
But at least they got Namor right.
yeah, Namor rocks real hard, and I love the little wingies. on his
He
tootsies.
little wing
It's
feet.
brutal when
His
Shuri
little
just
wing
like
feet.
she rip him off.
Yeah, man.
She slices one of them, doesn't she, or
She
something?
Yeah,
bloody
man.
burns him.
My dad and my housemate that I watched the film with were like, he looks ridiculous with the little angel wings. I was like, no, they're like the coolest things I've ever seen.
I think it's adorable.
They're so cool. They like flit about it. He'll be fly, and he flies with his little ankle wings. They're so cool.
He looks really badass. He looks dumber in the comics, so
Yes,
I think
he
they
does.
they did really well with what they had.
Can
be
can
honest.
we petition to get physical suits as standard instead of
Oh my
really
God.
weirdly tracked heads on CG suits with no like creases or anything like that? Because Shuri's head is all over
I
the place in that
would die
final
for that.
fight.
It is, yeah.
It really
So-
is. I think that they need to get back to just like putting, like you said, putting people in suits and stop
Like the
covering
Blue Beetle
everything in
suit
CG.
that DC have.
Yeah, that's honestly why I liked watching Black Adam so much. It was such a breath of fresh air because
That film stinks.
you know that The Rock is there on set wearing the full costume all of the time, and they're
Yeah.
not just plastering the whole thing in CG. You know that for 100% certainty, and you also know that for all the other characters in that movie because if The Rock's doing it, they're all doing it.
That's why the Batman is so. I praise that film so much. Everything was practical. All
Yeah.
of the suits were there. Hardly anything was CG. And I get that it's different comparing a street
yeah.
film to, this high-tech futuristic film. But there is so much that they could have done practically, which they just decided to cheap out with bad CG.
Yeah. I know you guys apparently don't like Loki that much. That's crazy. But
It's not a good show.
I'm very ready to vote.
I'm torn on this one, but I'll let you two go first.
Well, it's got to be Loki, man. Loki fully opened the door to the multiverse in such a fun way.
Yeah, what have they done with it?
Well, nothing so far. That's not.
He's not
That's
wrong.
not
I'm still
Loki's
waiting.
fault.
I'm still waiting.
That's not Loki's fault.
I know, but-
I think it had the best finale of the all the shows so far. Like it's. I
Just
think it
talking
did.
for like 40 minutes.
No.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I love a low-key ending. A low-key ending for Loki.
Oh, stop it.
Moon
Sander.
Knight had a man, like a giant,
La
two
La the
gods
crocodile.
fighting in the desert. Like, come on.
And it kind of sucks.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Joe, shut up.
Come on, how did they get Shawn Mendes
yeah.
to be in Moon Knight?
I fucking hate you.
Loki for me is one of the best projects the MCU has come up with for a while. So
Jesus, that's a claim.
I
Have they
really
paid you
like
to
it.
say this?
No, I really like it. I didn't think I
You
was on
should
my
have
own
run a
here.
Is that a
film
new? Is that a new
podcast.
T-shirt, Sander? What paid for that?
I hate you guys. I'm voting Loki.
Okay, well, I'm gonna rain on your parade and I'm gonna go with Black Panther and
Are
Wakanda
you
forever. I didn't like
serious?
either of them, to be honest, but the way that they did Namor in that film, again, a character I liked from the comics, is just. I'm happy. I'm happy with how they did it. I'm happy with the Incan portrayal and so I'm gonna go with that.
Oh no. Okay, so it's 1-1. Joe,
Come on, Joe.
if you can make the right decision, that'd be really
Come
great.
to the light side, Joe,
See-
where we don't support awful films that just are there for filler. Shows even.
Okay. See, I do like a lot of Loki. Oh, this is tricky.
One of them got an award for costume design. I'm just saying. Twice.
One of them
like
has
the Black
Owen
Panther
Wilson.
commemorates Chadwick Boseman.
One of them has Angela Bassett.
One of them has Owen Wilson.
Oh, this is
So
hard.
does Cars 3. Doesn't mean it's a good film.
One of them has the woman doing a terrible British accent from Hellboy.
Who?
Who?
She's
Who?
in Loki. She's in like an episode of Loki. I don't know. Don't ask me questions. I just work here.
It's your favourite show.
It
Yeah,
is
you
my
tell
favourite
me.
show. It's my favourite show
this
in
is
the world.
tricky. I'm gonna check my letterboxd and see where I put it.
Oh no, this is
Oh my God.
torturous, Joe.
Right, lists. MCU ranking. Let's have a look.
Man's advertising his letterbox now.
So the choices. Oh, okay. That's quite a jump. So one of them's in
No.
9th place, one of them's in 22nd place. Ah,
I know which one you've already placed in 22nd place. I already know. Come on, Joe.
I'm
follow your
really,
gut
I'm really
instinct.
sorry, Alex, but
No, you're not.
Sue!
I'm never bored through Loki.
You're supporting a garbage show.
I'm sorry. And this is no slight
I
against
can't
Chadwick
wait-
Boseman, but I hate Sylvie, but the fact that Loki's in it just sort of lifts it up.
Let's go! Loki. Remember Richard E. Grant?
And week to week,
So
the experience was pretty good.
good. And Richard E. Grant.
That's how shows work.
Unless you binge them.
You can't use that as a point. I got to watch this week to week, and I only got to see the first one, the other one once. Because that's how it works. I hate to break it to you.
Alex, no one cares anymore. Shut the fuck up. Loki went
on
through.
this podcast. I'm gonna
Loki just
overthrow you.
bodied Black Panther. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is no longer forever. It's in the dust, bitch.
Much like your relationship with your mother.
Get wrecked. Orphan boy. Little Batman wannabe over here.
Oh,
Orphans
Jesus,
just copy
right.
Batman. It's a bit pathetic, really.
So true.
I presume we're cutting that
The
bit.
next matchup. It's the maybe not. The next matchup is the number 4 seed. It's the Avengers, the OG, versus the number 36 film. Thor.
I mean, you're wrong with
Wrong.
that gratuitous language, by the way.
How is this
Disgusting
used against me?
behaviour.
How is this
Disgusting
happened? How
behaviour.
has this happened? How has this happened?
Thor's a really good film. The first Thor was really good.
Right,
I love
okay.
that film.
Thor is not. Thor is filmed
I mean,
so
you're wrong, but
uglily
okay. Continue.
the whole time. It's on a Dutch angle the whole time, and I can't
Oh my god,
stop
it's
tilting
like
my
when
head
your dad
every
takes
time.
a picture of you. It's just ugly.
Xander, if the
Don't
Dutch tilt
talk
just
bad
like
about
bothers
this
you so
film.
much, just rotate your TV. It's not hard.
This is so true. Rotate your TV.
No, but
Yeah,
then
or
it
your
rotates
head.
the other
Lazy
way.
prick.
It rotates the other way, Joe. It's so
Yeah.
infuriating.
If you were so bothered,
Um,
you would have imported it into Premiere Pro and used tracking so it was always centered, and then rendered it, exported it, burned it onto a disc, and then played it. But you haven't, so it doesn't matter, does it? There you go, Xander.
Anthony Hopkins also does not care about these movies. I find it hilarious.
He does
That
do a
he
Why
funny
just sort of
scream in it.
yells. He does do a funny little scream. But, like, he's just terrible. He's so bad.
But the relationship between Thor and Jane is really sweet in this film. And Thor goes for
It's
drinks
wonderful.
with Eric Selvig. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Listen, there are some fine bits in this, but the film's got far too many problems for me to overlook.
Like what? Go.
I
Yeah,
just
go on, list them.
mentioned them. I
Do
just
it again.
All of them.
mentioned them. It
Do it again.
The rest.
It looks like absolute ass. Thor is like
Wrong.
this magical, mystical character, and they
Wrong.
send him to New Mexico, which is the
Wrong.
ugliest place.
Well, did
Have you ever been to
not watch
Essex?
the film? Is this true?
Yeah.
Have you not watched the
That's
film?
why-
They were like,
that's
dude,
why-
we're gonna send you to the most non-magical place so you fucking learn your place in this ecosystem. So of course they're gonna send him to New Mexico.
Not being
That's
funny,
why Thor
Xander. Have you seen
Ragnarok works
Logan?
So
There-
well.
Have you seen Logan?
Yeah,
he's
have you seen
He's in a
Logan?
desert for most of it.
That's
It's not about the setting,
thematically
it's about the
relevant.
story.
That the movie is thematically relevant to
That's
this
thematically
location.
relevant to Thor. He's
They're
this
not gonna
magical
send
god with
No,
all
him
this
to
it's
power.
not.
Lapland, are they?
Listen. The movie does not stand the test of time.
Okay, it
Neither
does.
will you.
Chris Hemsworth also looks terrible with his little dyed eyebrows. All right.
Okay, the eyebrows I
Can't take
will
him
not
seriously.
accept.
We got a terrible cameo from Hawkeye as well. No good as an introduction.
It was not terrible.
They tried to pass that off as an introduction. No good. No good whatsoever.
That led on to a very good What If episode, so you be quiet.
It did, to be fair. It did, to be fair.
I haven't watched it in ages.
The Avengers, though.
Very good film.
Very
God
good.
tier.
I like how we
It's
were
like
just defending
super-
Thor, only to be like, oh no, we'll probably put Avengers through anyway.
Super S tier.
No,
I love that
wouldn't go
film.
that far. It's like an A. It's good. It drags.
It's a good time. Good
It's
times.
such
I
a
don't really
good
enjoy
time.
it until the
I'm
third
hooked.
act. So
No, man. Like I get how the first act feels like it's sort of dragging a little bit. I get that, but it's nice to see these reintroductions to all these characters. Like, as someone who, if you're showing this to someone who's never seen these movies before, you get a really nice introduction for all the new characters. Really good stuff, and then the second act where they all hang out. I could watch the Avengers hang out all day. They're so much fun to watch. And then the third act is the third act. It's the gold standard for every Marvel movie after that. For better or for worse. But it's the OG.
Yeah, I dig it. Again, Joss Whedon, you're a piece of shit. But
You were a bad man.
you're a very bad man, and you should be in chains. But it's a very good film.
yeah, it's good. It's all right. The ending was my favorite part. I kind of skip through the beginning whenever I do a rewatch. So
I think that sort of means like we're all sort of ready to move on. We can talk about the Avengers more next time we come to it, because I feel like it might go a little bit further.
Hey Xander,
So we
you
can,
should never assume, because that's naughty.
You should never assume. But we can
No, you
discuss it
shouldn't.
more next week.
But
Not
I'm presuming
next
it's
week,
going
next
through.
time. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this one short already. I'm gonna give my vote to the Avengers.
Avengers.
oh, I hate you, Joe.
Oh,
hate
Alex, I do
you.
really like Thor, but like, actually,
Do you know?
I could
See,
be.
guys.
No, I'm gonna put Thor through. I'm gonna put Thor through.
No,
We're
you're
gonna
not.
mix it
No,
up.
what do you mean? What do you mean? Why would you?
Joe.
Avengers.
Why
we
would
don't
you
need
do
to
that?
talk about
This
it
is-
anymore. We've spoken about Avengers a lot. Thor, though, it needs to be defended. So we
No,
are
it does
putting
not
Thor
need to be
through.
defended.
It's a good film. The
Joe,
relationship
I'm bringing
between
you
them.
over a packet of biscuits. I'm
Yay.
gonna bring you a
Wait,
packet
no.
of
Are you
biscuits.
guys
for the next
seriously
episode.
doing this? Are you guys serious? You guys can't
Yeah.
daredevil me.
Yes.
You guys can't daredevil me. You can't do this to me.
Tough.
Daredevil, you.
Oh,
Talk
that's a
about.
reference. That's an old podcast reference. We did a Fox Marvel tournament of like
Oh, no.
2 years ago. It was 3 years. It was nearly 3 years ago, and it was Deadpool 1 versus Daredevil, and me, Alex, and David put Daredevil through, and James cried. It was the funniest thing.
So are you gonna cry now?
Yes, boo hoo.
Please do.
Think about it
Are
this
you
way. though,
seriously
Xander.
putting? Are you
Think
seriously
about
putting
it this
Thor
way.
through?
Yeah, think about it this way. Like lots of people have spoken about the Avengers. It's time for the Thor to like have its time in the spotlight. We can defend it. We can talk about it in depth.
Oh my
Amen.
God.
On God, for real, for real.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, you guys are really gonna make me watch this
Truth.
movie again. You guys are
You don't
really
have
to
gonna make me
watch
watch
it
this
again.
movie again.
You'll watch it and you'll go,
Oh,
why was I so hard on it?
It looks so bad though.
So do
The
you.
Dutch angles, man. The best parts of Thor are in the Avengers. It's Loki and Thor.
Is Jane in Avengers? No.
No.
don't
You guys suck so much.
You don't always
I
put
can't
what you
believe
want,
I'm saying
Xander.
this.
That's how you gotta live life.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but
Life
Thor
has its
has
disappointments.
just
This
beaten
is
the
one of them for
Avengers
you,
because
but not
you
for us.
guys, you guys are just trying to wind me up, and this is really,
No, like
this is a
genuinely,
sad
I wanted
moment.
to
This
discuss
is a
it.
sad moment for podcasting. This is democracy manifest.
First.
You're so dramatic. Put it through.
The Avengers have been disbanded, and Thor,
That's
original
hilarious.
Thor, has gone through.
Thank you, Joe. I love you so much. I'm bringing you over a packet of biscuits.
Yay.
Right, on to the next matchup before I actually shed tears.
I mean, this
It's
is a
the
tiered
13
list.
seed. It's the 13 seed. What If versus the number 20 seed, Hawkeye. two series.
Ooh, I don't know with this one because the last time I watched both of them was when they came out.
They're both
Having
really, really
rewatched-
good.
Having rewatched both of them recently, I can say that for me there is already a definitive winner. And I think it is the most creative thing that Marvel have done in so long. And I think it's What If. What If slaps really hard.
It hasn't
Sure.
got Haley Steinfeld in though.
Oh my god, you got right.
This is true.
Okay, so What If is an anthology series. You can drop in and out. As a Marvel fan, you can watch any one of those episodes and get something out of it. Obviously, the last episode encapsulates the whole series, and that's really fun. Whereas Hawkeye, it's just a long movie. It's just a long movie. It could have very easily been a movie. I think there are problems with Hawkeye. There are problems with What If. I think a couple of the episodes aren't super interesting. But the ones that are interesting are so much more interesting than anything Hawkeye has to offer, I think. And I did like Hawkeye. I think it's fun.
I thought the Killmonger episode of What If was the most boring thing I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
And I thought the zombies one was
the
good.
weakest one.
The zombie one was good until it just ended.
I mean, they
It was
all
really
just kind
weird.
of
It was
end,
very
don't
abrupt,
they?
wasn't it?
They all
Yeah.
just kind of end. Because
Um,
it's, they're trying to get all this into half an hour. I think the zombies one got so much flack because it was funny. But, they're doing a separate zombies thing now where they're taking it more seriously, it seems. And that's fine, but you can have, there's no one ever seen Zombieland. It's a zombie
Oh
comedy.
no, that's terrible. That's terrible. We don't speak of those films. They are the shit on the bottom of my shoe. And I
haven't
hate
seen
Jesse
them yet,
Eisenberg. I hate him.
Why?
I don't like him. He puts me off humanity.
He only
Yeah, but Xander
played
does
Mark
that to me, but I
Zuckerberg.
still
He
speak
isn't
to him.
actually Mark Zuckerberg.
I know, but I look at him in interviews and I go, I bet you're not a very nice person. I bet if I saw you,
he's
you'd be as sarcastic as hell to me.
Yeah, he's probably an arsehole, but he's in some good movies, and Zombieland are two of them.
No, they're not. That I will defend my opinion to the end of
That
my
is-
breath that those
that
films
is
are
controversial.
absolutely terrible. I have not. Do people laugh at those films?
Yeah, they're really
They're
good.
not funny.
They're
They're not funny. They're not funny.
I'm
I
sure
think
we'll come
Hawkeye
back to
was
this
really
one day.
nice.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think
Sorry.
Hawkeye
Back to.
was amazing.
I don't know. I think Hawkeye was more consistent and it had better things in it because you've got Haley Steinfeld as
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. Hawkeye didn't
Kate
mind.
Bishop.
He was just sort of there.
Hello, Kid Bishop. Who am I? Hello,
Kim-
Kid Bishop.
You're Joe.
I'm
Is that me?
Florence Pugh.
Oh,
No, I
Florence
was
Pugh.
doing Florence Pugh.
Oh, I thought you were doing an impression of Borat.
No,
You're
no.
Skip Bishop.
Hello,
That's
Kid
why I
Bi-
said it was
Hey,
Joe.
Kid Bishop. Hello, Kid Bishop. She just says Kate. She just says her full
I
name
like-
all the time. It's really funny.
I love the long take in the car. Also because I got a takeaway that
Oh,
night
yes.
and it was a really delicious burger. So the experience of watching that series was really good.
The reasoning.
Also, yeah, Florence Pugh's in this series and Haley Steinfeld. You know,
It's a win.
it's an
Two of my
absolute win.
crushes.
Who watches Hawkeye for Clint? I mean, come on, we watched it
I
for
don't.
Kate Bishop and Yelena
We
Belova.
did.
Oh, Yelena.
I
Is
think-
it Yelena or
Yes.
Yelena?
Yelena.
Yelena.
Yelena, sorry.
It's got some really good stuff in it. That there's a scene when he's not got his hearing aid and he can't hear his son talk. So Haley Steinfeld's writing down what he's saying to him. That scene
That
is
was my
so
favourite
good.
scene.
And it's Haley Steinfeld's face is just heartbroken the whole time. It's really, really well done, that moment. There are some really good moments like that. But I just
Also,
think...
it had a banging trailer as well with the
It did.
Most Wonderful Time of
It
the Year
did.
music.
And Rogers the Musical is amazing.
I can't believe they're doing that for real.
Yeah.
The thing,
I mean,
the
I
thing
can.
with
It's
that is,
Disney.
here's the thing that annoys me. Once Marvel introduced something like that, they will plaster it everywhere. Like, it's in No Way Home on all the billboards. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's just to tie everything in because they're both set in New York around the same time.
Yeah.
I kind of like little Easter eggs like that.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
think
no,
What If
I think-
just sort of went nowhere. So
I think What If has a more satisfying finale than Hawkeye, because Hawkeye you've
Wrong.
introduced the Kingpin in the worst way you can introduce a character. I hate this style of introducing famous characters, which is like, oh, you see them on this little thing. Can we not have proper character introductions anymore? Like big
Does he
sweat,
need it,
big
though?
swelling music, and he steps into the room and you see him in full. Can we not have that anymore? Or does it have to be because it's so secret that he's in this, even though everyone knew he was in it anyway? It's so secret that he's in this that we have to show him very low pixelated on a phone as his big reveal. That's dreadful. That's
thought it was
dreadful.
fine.
Kingpin JPEG.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's so piss poor.
It was fine.
I think it is long. I think maybe cut a couple of episodes out, and I think it would have been tighter. Again,
Wouldn't that be like
could have
4
been a movie.
episodes though?
Yeah, exactly. Make it a mini series.
I mean, I'd say 6 episodes is a mini series as it is.
It's your streaming platform. You can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Oh no,
Like, you know, it doesn't-
I'd like to clear up this misconception. I don't own Disney.
Oh my god, Joe. Oh.
I love you.
Right, what are we voting for? Because I feel like this is probably the hardest one we've got all night.
No, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Wow,
Joe.
that's a shock. I would go with What If. I feel like maybe I didn't back the corner enough. Hawkeye, I
No,
still
I-
respect. I think it is fun.
Oh no,
I do respect
What
What
If
If
is
as
an
well.
incredible show. It's wonderful,
Yeah.
but Hawkeye's just better.
I think, yeah, fair play. Hawkeye takes out What If, and What If it went through? No, it didn't. It didn't go through.
Oh.
But if you guys haven't rewatched What If in a while, I suggest doing it, because on the rewatch, I think some of the episodes are really fun. Right, next matchup. It's the number 5 seed, Black Panther, versus the number 28 seed, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Why are you guys giving me that look?
I think we've already made up our minds.
Yeah. Sam, did you
Oh,
want to go
no, you-
first, and then we can
Oh, no,
unleash
you-
on you?
you-
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys
You
hate
go first.
You guys hate Sam Raimi. Oh no, you guys hate Sam
Oh,
Raimi.
no,
No,
don't
we
hate Sam
don't.
Raimi. Whoa.
No, we do not. How dare you? I'm a big fan of the original trilogy of the Spider-Man. Okay.
Oh, you just hate this movie, don't you?
So do you go
Don't
first, and
hate
then we'll explain.
So listen.
Yeah, go on.
Listen, I think Black Panther is fine. I think it has an excellent villain. Arguably the best one we've got in the MCU, other than Thanos, which is kind of he's
He
up
was
there.
good. He
He's
was
up
good
there.
in Infinity War.
Then I think it's a really great world they build. It's got some really great direction from Ryan Coogler. But I think Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther just sort of has nothing to do. Because he agrees with the villain and doesn't really do much with it. There's no real character growth because at the start he's like, yeah, let's do this. And then the villain comes in and says, hey, let's do this. And he's like, yeah, let's do this. His whole character arc happened in Civil War. And he's so good in that it's kind of when he gets to this, there's nothing really for him to do. I think Forrest Whitaker his character is laughable. The way he keeps secrets and then sacrifices himself, quote unquote. It's so badly done. I love M'Baku, and I like a lot of the action. Obviously, bar the final action sequence, which is so CGI heavy. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness takes swings. It takes some swings.
Some of them miss.
Some of them miss.
A lot of them miss.
But
Quite a few miss.
having rewatched it this week, some of them really, really hit. I think it's fun, man. I like Sam Raimi's direction. I like Benedict Cumberbatch in this role. I like Benedict Wong as Wong, who somehow we haven't mentioned yet. I like Elizabeth Olsen in what she's done with Scarlet Witch after WandaVision. Sure, the villain turn is a little like all of a sudden because they should have done it in WandaVision. That's Joe. I'm sure we'll go into that shortly. And I like a lot of the action in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness also rules. Like, it's really good. The more tense scenes are really tense. I love America Chavez. She's really fun and brings a lot of energy. I don't like the cameos. It does sort of lose itself in the middle for like about 20 minutes. But
yeah, we can agree.
I think the rest of it, the big eye they fight in New York is so much fun. That fight is so good. Listen, I just want to say things before you guys tell me I'm wrong. But like, there's a lot of fun stuff in this, and it takes more swings, and that's why I'd rather give it to Multiverse of Madness. But please tell me why I'm wrong.
I don't think the faults of this film are down to Sam Raimi. I think the bits that you can tell are his are the good bits. I didn't watch... I think I watched one trailer for this, so I didn't know who the villain was going into it. Turned out that it was Scarlet Witch, and I was like, okay, where's this come from? I still find the reasoning behind her being a villain as that the writer didn't want to do it, didn't want someone else to do it in their own film. He was like, I want to do it in mine. So that's why she's the villain in this. The cameos, not needed. Somehow the thing that lots of Marvel films asked for is the weakest part of this film because it just stops the film.
It does.
I get people wanted John Krasinski as, you know, what's his name? Fantastic Reed? What's his name? Reed Richards. But like, shut up, Xander, shut up. But like, I don't really care. Like, it's a Doctor Strange film, so make it more about him. And for a multiverse film, not a lot of multiverse stuff.
We talked about it last week about like, if the panel of the Illuminati, keep the Illuminati in it, fine. But like, imagine if it was just a panel of different Doctor Stranges. That'd have been so cool. Much more interesting. And like the problem, they're like we're the group of Doctor Stranges keeping all the Doctor Stranges in order. Like that'd have been really cool. But instead, no, we have to kill Patrick Stewart again.
God bless him. Got wheel him out again. And
I will give the horror aspect of the film like props. Like I was like jumping in my seat throughout that film.
Yeah.
Wanda was terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't think she should have been a villain, but she's good at a villain. She is terrifying. She's powerful. She's a menace. Yeah. I love her to death. But I don't think she should have been the villain of that film. They could have come up with anything else.
Zombie Strange at the end. The guitar riff is so good. He wields a cloak of the damned. That's the most badass thing I've ever said. That sounds so cool.
Trailer. Stop putting
right, come on.
Trailer,
I've not heard any of you say anything about Black Panther, so please.
Black Panther's practical costumes that were designed by Ruth Carter, who again got another award for that film. My girl, I love her. Were incredible. The set design for that film was wonderful. They managed to easily create the nation of Wakanda and make it feel so real, so grounded, but also so technologically advanced that the world building in it was just out of this world, literally. I think the story carried. The story was really good. Introduction of the characters like Shuri, again Angela Bassett's character, just all of them were wonderful. And you did watch it for Chadwick Boseman's performance as T'Challa, but you also watched it for the other characters. Whereas I feel like people only really watch Multiverse of Madness for Wanda. At least that's why I only watched it.
Yeah. As you mentioned earlier, Xander, I think the biggest crime of the film is the final fight, but that's because the CGI team were given only a few weeks to get it done, which is no
that's
fault of the film. It's the
outrageous.
fault of the
It came out in
post-production-
February.
not
Weren't they
post-production
handed
team,
it
but, like,
in? Weren't they handed it in December
Yeah,
or something? They were
I think
handed
so,
that final
yeah.
fight
So-
in December. That's crazy.
yeah. So that's no fault of, the film. I don't think, but
Yeah.
I prefer it. There's a great long take in the
There
club.
is.
I can't remember where it is.
The
Claw is
casino,
great in
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Claw is great. Martin
Killmonger's
Freeman's
a great
fun.
villain. Ludwig Göransson's
He
score
is good in that film.
is great. I love the soundscape of these Black Panther films. I think they're great. And
The,
Chadwick Boseman's a great lead. He won't be topped.
The soundtrack's really good as well. Like they got Kendrick Lamar to make a lot of music for this, and that's really good as well.
Mm.
It is
Yeah.
wonderful. Kendrick Lamar is one of my favourite artists.
Same.
And also the trailers for this film were so good.
Yeah. Listen, I'm accepting defeat on this one, so you guys can just you guys just do it. Where are you going?
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
I would have given my vote to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It doesn't matter. Black Panther goes through to the quarterfinals. And facing them...
You're getting bodied on your own podcast.
I'm getting
bro.
bodied.
You need to sort this out.
I'm
Happy
taking so
game.
many... I'm taking so many L's tonight. The final matchup of the evening...
Ooh, I'm looking forward to this one.
It's the number 12 seed, Thor Ragnarok, versus the number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night. Right. We've actually never spoken about Werewolf by Night on this podcast.
Have we not?
I think we
Well, go on,
gave
Alex.
it brief lip service in the award show, but we've not had a full in-depth discussion. Alex, you have your hand up.
I love this. I love this. It is my favourite thing Marvel have ever come out with. The cinematography of it, the collection of characters that they were able to put into it, exploring more of the monster hunter side of Marvel, which is so rich with amazing characters and amazing stories. That the fact that they're exploring, or they have explored Elsa Bloodstone, is amazing. The only thing I hate about this film is the colour of Elsa Bloodstone's hair. Well, film special. She's meant to be a redhead. That's it. That is the only thing I dislike about this entire feature.
I thought you were going to say, the fact that it's only, an hour long.
I mean, I think it was the perfect length.
Yeah, for sure. Joe?
I think Thor Ragnarok is so overrated. Werewolf by Night
Yes.
it was such a lovely surprise. I mean, also, just quickly, the soundtrack, the titles for it are really cool. There's All the World's a Cage, End Shreddits, Werewolf by Night main title is in the mane of hair. It's so cool. I loved it. I loved the gothic. It's so cool.
Giacchino comes in and
He directs the hell out of this.
Scores
the hell out of this.
Yeah, this is his real baby. And you can tell that he's put his heart and soul into every frame of this. And it's the most creative thing Marvel have done. I said that about What If, but this is by far the biggest swing they've taken. And it pays off in every single way. They put Swamp Thing. It's not Swamp Thing. It's Man Thing. I'm so sorry.
Man Thing.
I'm gonna
It's another thing.
I'm gonna
Wrong thing.
I'm gonna edit that. I'm gonna edit that so I sound
No, you're
clever.
not. No, you're
They
not.
put
No, you're
Man
not.
Thing in this. That's
Didn't you just
crazy.
say Swamp Thing?
He's wonderful.
He's so great.
I like
love
him.
him.
What was his name in it?
Man Thing.
Oh,
No, because
Oh,
he
yeah,
had a
name.
name. Wait,
I feel
Ted.
like
It
it
was
was
Ted.
Barry.
Because the
Ted.
track is TED Talk.
Ted.
Yeah,
Ted.
his name is Dr. Theodore Salas or Ted.
his story in the comics is really, really sad. It truly is like a tale of somebody who was trying to do good and then is in the wrong place at the wrong time and ended up cursed.
Oh no.
But he makes the most of it.
This has someone get their arm chopped off and blood squirts out of it. Never thought I'd see the day that happens in a Marvel project.
I love it so much.
Thor Ragnarok,
It's a bit meh.
I used to think was like my top 2 Marvel films. But I think the further I get away from it, the more I'm like, it's got some problems. Because I think I'm just like past that sort of humor now. Like, I don't find it as funny anymore.
No.
I think also the fact that Thor Love and Thunder
Lore Fuv and Hunder was, yeah.
has really waned me on Taika Waititi in general, and this.
I
version of
unfollowed him
Thor.
on Instagram. I was sick of seeing his stuff.
No, Joe. Oh
Oh.
God.
Is that
How
bad?
will
Listen,
he ever recover?
Listen,
I know,
Taika,
you
Joe's
won't.
coming for you.
You've lost a subscriber. No,
So-
I think the first 4 is infinitely better than Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's a shame because I like what they did with Hulk and Bruce Banner in this, like sending him away and finding him and having like that the interaction between the two of them. It does go into Infinity War and like an Endgame, but I think it's really cool how they're really struggling in this, like proper like old style Bruce Banner stuff, where he's not just like, oh yeah, I can just switch on a dime. He's actively like fighting the Hulk. Like, that's really cool. I do like a lot of the cast in this as well. Jeff Goldblum's really weird and fun. Tessa Thompson's great. And Chris Hemsworth puts in a really good performance.
I feel like this film has started this horrid thing which I'm not happy with, of making Thor to be the butt of every joke instead of exploring his real trauma, the real consequences of everything that's happened to him. You know, he lost his planet, he lost his home, he lost his mother, his father, his brother. He's lost everybody, and they're still cracking jokes and making him out to be a lot like he's taken a lot less seriously.
You can
which I
tell.
don't like.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, you
That's
haven't
it.
seen Love and Thunder, have you?
I haven't. No,
It
I
doesn't.
have heard
It
that
gets worse.
it carries
He
on.
is the joke of the
I've
film.
heard that.
He is the most
Yep.
annoying. When your main character is the most annoying bit about the film, you've done something wrong. Every time he's on
sure.
screen, I'm like, oh, here we go.
You can
more
make like a
jokes.
character have like serious tones to it, and also have them be quirky and funny and goofy and silly and a little rambunctious rascal. But like, you know, it's when it's all the time.
yeah,
and you
that's
just
not their
are
main
completely
personality
ignoring
trait.
everything about him.
You can also tell that this is absolutely not what Marvel initially intended to make. They were not ready
No.
to make an improv comedy. They were like, you can tell from the original graphic when they first announced this movie, back when they
Or
did
the
that
original
whole Phase
logo.
3 thing. Yeah, it's like dark. It's like Thor's about to have like the worst time of his life. In
Nah,
Thor
he's alright in
Ragnarok.
this film.
He has a great time. I think he has.
I
the
mean,
most
apart from
fun.
losing an
happy.
eye, it doesn't affect him, does it?
No.
Mm.
Kate
This is like
Blanchett.
that.
Oh my god. Oh.
She did carry that film.
Listen, this
She's
isn't
kinda
very
bad.
21st century, but she's so hot.
She is hot.
She's really hot.
I would drop Hamish in a nut like straight away.
I'd also drop Hamish to have Kate Blanchett on this podcast.
Oh, wait. I
Please
was going to
answer
get
my
Kate
emails,
Blanchett as
Kate.
well. Oh, I was just going to drop Hamish no matter what.
Oh, right, okay. Great banter.
Also, if we're calling out to people, Haley Steinfeld, if you want to come on the podcast, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you.
You stay away. I want her for her amazing performance in the Bumblebee film.
She's
Okay.
very good in that.
Step back,
My favourite
guys.
film of all time.
When you've seen The Edge of 17, come talk to me.
Oh, that's a very good film as well.
I need to watch
I've
that.
seen it.
It's on my list.
So you call
Very
yourself
sad.
a Haley,
You on my
Haley
list.
Steinfeld stan, and you don't know The Edge of 17.
Fake.
Fake fan.
I didn't know she was in Pitch Perfect too, but there we go.
She and 3.
I haven't seen
And
that
True
one. I
Grit.
have no
Watch
intention of seeing it.
She's in True Grit as well. She's a little girl in True Grit.
She's in Spider-Verse. You don't see her, but she's there.
You hear her, and that's enough.
You hear her, that's enough.
I think we're ready to vote, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
All together now. 3, 2,
3,
1.
2, 1.
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
It will sound good in the edit, I promise.
It
There you go.
actually will.
The number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night, explodes Thor Ragnarok like Asgard gets exploded. Elbozo. There we go. We have the first side of our round of 16 completed. How exciting. We'll have a little in memoriam here for the fallen soldiers we have lost. We have lost Black Widow, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Avengers Age of Ultron, Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Bye-bye.
Criminal.
Somehow...
Wait, I was defending that earlier.
Avengers.
Wait, whoa, whoops.
Somehow the
like
Avengers has lost.
I like Avengers. But
What
I want to
if
talk about Thor.
Doctor
Mid.
Strange in the Multiverse of Madness
Many
and
problems.
Thor Ragnarok of all
Bad.
exited
Overrated.
the tournament.
Overrated.
And the matchups for the first half of the round of 16 will be the number 1 seed, Avengers Endgame, versus the number 16 seed, Ms. Marvel. Interesting one. Then the 25 seed, Doctor Strange, will face off against the number 9 seed, Loki. The number 36 seed, Thor, original Thor, will face off against the number 20 seed, Hawkeye. And finally, the number 5 seed, Black Panther, will face off against the number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night.
That's going to be difficult.
Very difficult. And there we go. That is the tournament for this week. And did you guys have some recommendations? Or
I do.
you do?
I do.
Oh,
Do you,
we
Xander?
have some recommendations. I don't. But I'm happy to
Think
hear
of
your
one then. Go on.
recommendations.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
go
enough.
on.
We need
Think of
to
one.
be
Go
consistent.
on.
All of us can do one. In fact, you go first. Come on. In the deep
Yeah, you
end.
go first, Anna. Come on.
Joe, Alex, how about you guys sell me a movie or a TV show or a game or a music or a book if you're a nerd? Sorry, I had to
I'm a
introduce the section. I'll have a think. You guys talk away. Who's going
Go on,
first?
Joe.
See, I was gonna recommend the original Predator movie because I rewatched that and that's banging. But
So good.
Really good.
recently, I have been rewatching a little show on Channel 4 called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, which is sort
what
of
a show.
it's sort of a pastiche on the or parody of the old sort of programs you have. It's deliberately shit. It's got Matt Berry in it and Richard Ayoade, which means it's immediately really good. It's so funny. Like there's a scene where this guy explodes and the other guy replies, just says, "Are you alright?" And it's it's amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's only 6 episodes. They're 25 minutes each. They're on Xander's Apple TV if you want to watch it, or
Sick.
4OD for free. Just watch it. You'll have the time of your life. It's very funny.
Yeah. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place is one of those hidden gems I found. And I was like, I can't believe I've never heard of this or seen it or no one else is talking about it. It's wonderful. It's like you said, intentionally bad, but in all the best ways. Like the editing is terrible, the acting is terrible, and
The ADR
it's
is
like-
so obvious.
the
as well.
ADR is so bad as well, but it's all played for laughs. If you're a film fan and a filmmaker, this will hit you even harder because you will notice every single thing, all the continuity errors, all the like strings that are pulling things up, all the silly inconsistencies. They're so great.
I mean, I'd almost suggest that we all watch it at some point because
Absolutely.
it's so funny.
It's so
I'd be down.
funny. It's
I've never
so,
heard about
so
it
funny.
until now.
It's so good.
We'll make sure you watch it. It's so funny. Yeah, that's a really good recommend, Joe, because I don't think a lot of people will have heard of that. So yeah, seek it out. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. That's top quality. Go on, Alex.
This is a really happy coincidence, Joe, because mine is also from Channel 4.
Ooh.
It's the show... Oh God, can I remember when it came out? 2013. A show called Utopia that had 2 seasons on Channel 4.
Ooh, I remember this being
And-
advertised. I never watched it though.
Oh,
I haven't watched
you
it
need
either.
to. It is a criminally underrated show about a group of nobodies, misfits. They don't know each other. It includes an 11-year-old boy who is amazing. He's a great character. Who tracked down an online manuscript which apparently has all of the predictions for the end of the world. It's a very
Ooh.
conspiracy show, and it
Okay.
follows them finding somebody called Jessica Hyde. And I won't spoil much else from that. It is quite brutal. There is a school shooting scene. It is very brutal, but the show is incredible. So good that Amazon tried to do an American version, and that sucked. Don't
What's-
watch that.
What's it called?
Utopia. It's called the same thing. It's everything about the original show. They took it away. You know that ginger kid from Austin and Ally?
No.
No.
He's in it. And there's one guy that did the sound, and I think you should listen to it. Do you know who I'm talking about, Joe?
I don't, but I remember you recommending the soundtrack to me.
Yes. Anyway, it was created by Dennis Kennelly, who is like an incredible man. He's made a lot of great things. Yeah, it was cancelled, unfortunately. There's a big cliffhanger at the end of season 2, and they are not looking to bring it back, which kind of sucks. But
That does kind of suck.
yeah, it's an incredible show.
Well, as happenstance would have it, mine also involves a Thor.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah?
not recommending the Fantastic Four, the Fan Four Stick movie, are you?
I saw John Wick Chapter 4.
Don't
Oh.
spoil anything. I will kill you.
It's exactly what you want it to be. It is nearly 3 hours long. I didn't even notice. It's more of the same. John Wick is back. If you haven't seen the first 3 movies, what are you doing? You have to check them out. They are some of the greatest action films, not only now of this generation, perhaps of all time. It's one
would
of the
agree.
best franchises as well, because there's not been a bad one. I was talking about this with my friend. I said, whatever order you put these movies in, I'll be like, yeah, fair. That's absolutely fine, because they are all on like the same level. They are all so solid. The action in this movie is outrageously good. It's outrageously good. And Chad Stahelski, you are an elite man, because the reason this all looks so good is because he's an ex-stuntman, so he knows what kind of action looks good on screen, and then someone has told him how to make movies. The man is unbeatable. Mix him with Keanu, Big Canoe, who will do anything you tell him, and will do it with like a smile on his face and just be the best guy. Amazing. Donnie Yen, so great. So great. I'm trying to... Oh, Bill Skarsgård. Joe was in this movie. Amazing.
I am not him.
You
I forget we
really
always
look
compare
like
him
Bill
to him.
Skarsgård.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause he's a creepy fella.
Really handsome. He's really handsome.
He's a lovely fella. How dare you?
He's really creepy and barbarian.
I
So are you.
really liked Clancy Brown in this as well.
Mr.
And
Krabs.
yes, he is. He is Mr.
And
Krabs.
Surtur from Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, and the
God.
demon detective in Invincible.
Invincible.
Clancy
good show.
Brown is such a cool guy, and there's a newcomer in this movie. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but it looks like Shamir Anderson. He plays a tracker with a dog in this movie, and he's brilliant. He's so charismatic. and he's having so much fun. Yeah, really great movie. If you haven't seen it already, which you one of a few people, because it looks like it's going to have like a huge opening weekend. Well, it already had one, but it's going to be huge anyway. Go and check it out. It is worth your time and your money. And let's get a stunt Oscar going. Let's have that. Let's have an Oscar for stunts, because it deserves it.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's a nice way to end this episode.
Yeah.
Nice way to end this episode.
You took a lot of L's. You took a lot of L's.
I took so many
today.
L's, but
But
then
it
I
was
got a dub
worth
at the
it,
end
Xander.
by talking about John Wick, so it's all worth it. Think of the views. Think of the views. That will do it for this week's podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you've made it this far, then you're just the best, aren't you? You've heard us ramble on for so long. You can check out all the other episodes of the podcast, all 107 of the other ones, in our back feed on Spotify and all the other podcast apps. You can also now leave us comments on Spotify. Tell us what you think of each episode. Do that and let us know what you're thinking. Should Thor have gone through, or are my friends complete idiots? Because I think it's the second one. Joe, thank you so much for being
Hello.
here. Where can the people
That's
find
okay.
you?
You can find me on Twitter at Cook11Joseph. If Hamish was here, he would mention how he'll comment on some of my older tweets to annoy me. But he's not here, although I've sort of just given him publicity, so
You've just
damn it.
done it for him.
So you can find me on there. You can find me on YouTube at Rebel Whovian, where I post a lot of Doctor Who stuff. Not right now, because dissertation's taken over, so sorry guys. And on Instagram you can find me at joecook_digital_artist, where you'll find all my artwork. Not the Film Me In posters. They will be on the Film Me In podcast account on Instagram. And
Yes.
Xander will sometimes repost them.
Sometimes. I always do. I do every week.
All the time. That's what I meant. You know, sometimes, all the time. Yeah. Same thing.
Alex, thank you so much for being here. You're a great addition to the show. Your second full episode. How do you feel?
Tired. I want to go to bed.
That's this every week. And the people can find you nowhere, right?
Nowhere. You will never find my Riddler burner account either.
That seems like a challenge.
That's it. Yeah, that is a challenge.
You can find the podcast on Instagram and Facebook. The links will be in the description. Go check those out. And yeah, next week we are talking about the new Dungeons and Dragons movie with Chris Pine.
Ooh.
We know that for certain. We actually have an idea for next week. I'm very excited to see it. I'm sure you guys
It's gonna
should be too.
amazing.
So yeah, we will see you next week. Until then, have a great week. Goodbye.
Adios.
I can't fucking believe you guys kicked Avengers out. I'm actually never going to